Hi, it's Dr. Ann. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to tap on financial stress. So let's start by finding the sore spots underneath our collarbones. A reminder to change the words so that they are more specific to your situation. Otherwise, repeat after me and let's take some nice deep breaths. Let's go to where the eyebrows start. I'm worried about finances. Side of the eye. I am really worried about finances. Deep breath. Under the eye. I acknowledge that I'm really concerned about the economy right now and how it's going to affect my life and the lives of those around me. Deep breath. Under the nose. Even though I make more money than a lot of people, I'm still worried about finances. Deep breath. I acknowledge that part of me feels a little guilty for being concerned and worried about finances, because I know that I'm better off than a lot of other people. Deep breath. Tap all over the chest. There are a lot of people that have no money, no savings, not even money for food. So who am I to complain or even admit that I have concerns and unpleasant emotions about my financial situation? Deep breath. Let's go right where the ribs jut out. I'm open to the possibility of giving myself permission to acknowledge that I'm feeling this right now. Deep breath. Side of the body. Even though there are others who have bigger concerns, I'm giving myself permission to really acknowledge my concerns, even if they're not as bad as someone else's. Deep breath. Inside of the wrist. I'm giving myself permission to acknowledge that I have concerns about finances. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I'm not going to make as much money as I used to. Deep breath. Side of the thumb. Medicine is changing. There's already been a huge shift over to telemedicine. Across the country, there have been massive drops in patients in hospitals, in clinics. The procedures that used to bring in revenue just can't be done. Deep breath. Pointer finger. So this is affecting my bottom line. This is affecting the bottom line of hospitals, of clinics, and it's threatening my livelihood. Deep breath. It's threatening my livelihood. It's threatening what I used to think was a guaranteed income. Deep breath. Middle finger. I acknowledge the anxiety and the fear that my income may be dropping, that it may not be as guaranteed or as secure as I used to think it was. And that really brings up a lot of anxiety in my body. Deep breath. And I invite you to really tune into your body and see if you're feeling any type of sensation, constriction, really any sensation when you think about how your income and your sense of financial security is being threatened by the pandemic, by this global shift, by this weakening economy, where more and more people are being laid off. This is affecting everybody, including me. Deep breath. Side of the pinky. I acknowledge my anxiety and even anger that all of the sacrifices that I've made, paying off my loans, the loans that I still have outstanding, the commitments that I made, whether it was my car, my home, family or children's education, investments that I made, investments in business, investments in the stock market, top of the head. Even though part of me feels like these are, lower priority concerns, because there are people that are wondering where their next meal is going to come from. And so in comparison, I feel like these concerns are less valid. And even though these concerns may be less valid, they're still real and they're still a part of my reality. So I'm choosing to acknowledge my concerns and my frustration and my loss. Beginning of the eyebrows. I've made so many sacrifices. I've done the right things. I've made those investments, and now I'm losing them. So part of me is grieving. Part of me is angry that I made those investments. Part of me is angry that I'm losing out here, and I acknowledge that anger. And I am choosing to acknowledge the sacrifices that I made when I invested in my future, when I invested in the future of my family. And I'm open to the possibility that even though I've lost some money and my sacrifice kind of feels like it was for nothing, I'm open to the possibility that that's okay. I'm giving myself permission to accept my losses. And I'm giving myself permission to feel sad about this, to feel sad about the losses I'm experiencing, the loss in security, the loss of my expected return on investment. Giving myself permission to grieve this loss. Even if in the grand scheme of things there are bigger losses, this one's real. And I'm choosing right now, let's go underneath the ribs, to acknowledge this loss. And I give myself permission to grieve in whatever way it is, whether it is feeling anger or frustration, whether it's feeling irritation at the other people that I know who made really irresponsible choices with their money in the past and spent it or racked up, massive credit card debt, and that's just all going to be forgiven. And I'm feeling angry about the injustice. I give myself permission to feel anger over this injustice. Even though there are much bigger injustices going on in the world, I'm giving myself permission to mourn this injustice, no matter how small or insignificant it is. It's a part of my reality. So I'm giving myself permission to grieve this injustice. Deep breath. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm giving myself permission to be okay with that. Even if I completely lose my investments, even if my salary continues to be cut, I'm choosing to be okay with it. Maybe I can adjust my lifestyle and actually feel better about it. Maybe I can take this opportunity to really spend my money in the ways that feel like they're in the most alignment with what I really, really want and need deep, deep down. Maybe this is an opportunity for me to really look at my current and past priorities and make some shifts. Deep breath. Maybe that big house really did not give me the joy and security that I thought it would. And maybe that's okay. Maybe I can reprioritize and really look at what is important in my life. Spending time with my family, even if I have less money to spend on them, even if there are fewer trips that we can take together, maybe even having to consolidate families right now, have relatives or parents or kids move back in, maybe that's okay. Maybe this is an opportunity to reconnect and reprioritize. And I give myself permission to really explore this, explore reprioritizing how I spend my money, how I spend my time, and really what I want my work to look like and feel like. Deep breath. I'm open to the possibility that I can have just as much if not more, joy and connection and happiness and connectedness and meaning in my life with less money, with less job security, with less outside insurance. I am choosing to prioritize my friends, my family, my health. Even if I have less money to do it, less job security, and less resources. And I give myself full permission to grieve what I've lost. Deep breath. Now I'm going to tap all over my body, trusting that I will continue to be able to take care of myself and those that I love. And I'm open to exploring how I can do this in an actually better way with less money. Maybe with more time, with more quality time. Yeah, I'm choosing to focus on quality time and discover what that truly means to me. Thank you.